Alright, happy Thursday. Can't believe it's already a Thursday. I have my flight on Saturday morning back to the US, back to my home. Still over here in Colombia. But it's whatever. It's good. I'm still blessed. But anyways, gonna be a simple trade recap. Just to be brutally honest, I did take two trades. I know my screenshots are kind of all over the place, but before we start, just need a little help and just some, favors, I guess. If anybody knows any, crypto wallets that they would strongly recommend, please just drop a comment. Uh, just because I've tried Cash App. Cash App no longer works for me. Very, very unfortunate situation with them. I believe Cash App partnered with my bank, so that kind of sucks. Um, I mean, with the company that I work for. Um, Coinbase works. However, it takes almost a week and a half for me to be able to receive payments, send payments. Receiving is actually much better and faster, almost instantly. But the fees are, when you're kind of withdrawing a few thousands or even few hundreds, the fees on Coinbase are pretty high. And they do take a while as well. But still, that when it comes to withdrawals, that's not really the worst option. But anyways, if I just tried PayPal this morning, I already hit my instant transfer limit, daily instant transfer limit. So that kind of sucks because that limit is not really the highest. But anyways, back to a trade. Look, this is the first trade. This is market opening right here, right? So again, we're on the 15-minute time frame. The market opens 6:30 a.m. PST, Pacific Coast time zone, whatever it's called, PST. Um, and then around 7 o'clock, actually it was right before 7, I had got into a buy. I got in some small drawdown. It wasn't really too much. I mean, it might have been 14 points at most in drawdown. And then she immediately, just one candle had immediately pushed it by 60 points, and that's where I had got um, great profit. So I actually could have got a little bit more and a better fill, not just a better fill because she kept retesting the zone three times. As a matter of fact, she was basically holding right here at the bottoms, right? So when I'd entered, that's where she had tested once and she made a small push up and then she came back down, and I was like, you know what, there's just no way she has to touch this and then she has to go back up. And when she did, that's I literally got filled, and I clicked buy and I got filled, and it wasn't the best fill. It doesn't matter though, because I mean, as soon as I got filled in, she did retrace a little bit. That's when I was in drawdown. But then immediately, the next 1 minute candle had just pumped it all the way above this, right? So it's crazy. Actually, probably not that high. Probably was right here. But crazy, crazy, crazy day. That's actually where I had made back my loss plus profit, right? So let's talk about everything again. So ideally, I saw this little reaction, right? Now, I thought that we could be holding right here. I mean, we were holding right here yesterday, right? It was pretty clear, right? So we were holding this, we were holding this, we were holding this, we were holding this, basically. And the wicks were basically saying that we're holding this zone too, right? So I typically like to grab a rectangle, as you guys can tell from the bottom, because support and resistance, it's not just lines, they're zones, even though in these type of videos I make them look as lines. However, I did think, generally speaking, that this was a great fucking support zone. Kind of sucks because she immediately turned my support zone into resistance, and it's crazy where I had got stopped, where I basically did stop out for a $17,000 loss. She had retraced it, she had tapped it, this is why support and resistance is 100 fucking percent effective. It's a valid, the most used and the most successful strategy. But I didn't have the best trade, didn't have the best day. Things happens, and not to mention that I'm always intoxicated since I'm on vacation, and I mean, I'm having a killer time. I've also made I was almost up $200,000 in profit today. I mean, the past basically 1.5 weeks. Say at the moment for this whole month, I was at 186, and then that 17K loss brought me down, and then you know. But anyways, um, I did get some of that did get into my head. Stuff happens, right? You don't. Plus, not to mention that I was already on a 13-day winning streak, coming into today's markets. So, just when you have those type of things, you have to understand you're very happy, you're very proud, you're all out and about mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and of course physically as well, right? So there's already a lot that's working against me, to be honest, right? Just to kind of humble me, if you will. Um, Anyways, basically where it stopped out, she had literally just tanked, and I mean, I was already out pre-market. That just sucks, right? Now, a lot of people are gonna call me stupid that you closed out, you took a loss before New York opening market. Now, I work for a bank. Nobody ever fucking understands this. That bank, when there's a massive move, that's just to either fulfill or to transfer an order. It's never to start the order. The order starts pre-market. Even if there's no move intended pre-market, the move has already been initiated. All these candles are set by banks and big institutions, big firms, to set the move, to set the tone for the move, right? So if you have a strategy that you can't really value, or you can't really understand these things, maybe you don't really have the most applicable or the best or the most efficient strategy, right? But hey, every strategy works. Any strategy can work. It's just you have to know when it will not work and what are the conditions for it to be the most effective, right? So, anyways, with all that, just to say, took a loss, waited, took a. I mean, ideally, I wanted to see it hold. Oh, I got rid of it. I wanted it to see it hold right here, and just kind of looking back, I was like, we did have that. But then I saw that we came down here, so then I was looking down here. I mean, looking right here was pretty clean, but at the same time, I saw that this wick, and it came here, right? So this thing came up, and this thing bounced off of this. So ideally, we're holding something right here, not really this high, not really this high. It was a little bit lower, right? So look, I mean, it's one of those things. Even if you took a buy somewhere a little bit higher, and then you got a massive drawdown. I mean, and some people would have blew their accounts or basically over leveraged, take bigger size accounts. I mean trades, and they would have taken a loss. That's just truly unfortunate. But you do have to kind of think about tomorrow. You have to with whatever and however you're trading right now. You have to think about next week. You always have to think about the future, right? Even if you panic buying, panic selling right now, you have to think about the future, because what you do right now determines the longevity of basically trading, basically this whole career. For me, it's a career. For me, it's a passion, but above all, it's a career, right? Sorry, guys. So I already said it. Took a loss. Took a buy up here. Took a loss. 17K loss. It could have been easily a six-figure loss. um, that's why we cut our losses, and we have to follow our game plans. Had I held this all the way to here, which is kind of stupid because basically it was retesting my fucking zone. Yeah, sure, it didn't come all the way back up, but even that wick would have been a I mean, that would have been a massive chase. There's no two ways about that. It's a 20-point move, but I mean 20-point gap, but that's still just a huge fucking difference in, you know, the gap. But over here I made so over here I took a negative $17,000 loss. Up here or down here I should say I wrote it partially up. It was almost three quarters up, and then I just took profits. I took a I believe it was a $40,000 profit, and then I ended today with 22,000. 20 yeah, let's just say that right, $22,000 right. Now I did crop this because what I did say earlier in this video, I am playing around with what is it called, crypto wallets, making withdrawals, right? What kind of sucks right now is that yeah, I'm making this money, but I already got my first withdrawal in almost 2 3 weeks. I usually take a withdrawal every almost twice a week, mostly just because I have to take small due to my company, due to my work, and to kind of not really flag things for the IRS. And, that's just accounting advice that my personal accountant had told me, right? So that's again, this is not legal advice, nor should it be considered or deemed so. Um, but you just need to just think smart, right? You don't want to take big withdrawals. Even if you make money like this, don't fucking withdraw all of it. Don't be stupid. I just told you guys, whatever you do right now, whether you're panicking, whether you're not, think about tomorrow. Think about next week. Think about next month. Think about next year. If you're not even thinking about one of those, you already failed, right? This is why they say that trading, investments in general, it's very number based. It's very math based. Even though I strongly disagree, but yes, it is true that there's a lot of statistics that are involved, and every statistic there's exactly 17 statistics that we have to make from our investments every single day. 17 statistics, right? One trade has, well, actually, at my company we call those investments, right? But each investment slash trade has a requirement of 17 statistics, and it's all simple, right? It's all simple, but still, there's a lot of consideration that needs to be done per trade. So, anyways, guys, this video went way longer than what I had intended it to be honest. Um, it's Thursday, tomorrow's a Friday, last day of the week. If you're heavy red for the week, it's best to just call it off tomorrow because you're definitely gonna worsen tomorrow. If you're doing well and if you don't want to just take another hit to the account, then avoid tomorrow. I do personally like Mondays and Fridays. Fridays are fast money Fridays. Mondays are, well, they're both fast money Fridays, but at the same time, Mondays and Fridays they share a lot of similarities. Now, a lot of people have bias against everything really. Kind of heard a lot about everything. Um, by the way, uh, best of luck for tomorrow for those who are going to be trading. Please drop a like, comment, sub. Um, I still have yet to choose a winner from the comments from yesterday's trade recaps video. I don't know what I said, if I said Zelle or if I will PayPal um, somebody $50. So I need to rewatch the video and look at those comments again and kind of randomize a winner from those. But anyways, guys, peace, love, and cheers. Thank you.